H&M's collaboration with Magda Butrym was released a couple of days ago, and Louis Vuitton are accepting pre-orders for their Cherries collection, so I wanted to go through a bit of both with you guys. The collaboration with Magda Butrym was released on the 24th of April, and the collection basically features quite a lot of florals, loads of roses, some denim. Actually had a couple of pieces that I really liked. First item that I absolutely love, guys, is this ruffled satin dress. As soon as I saw this dress, it was a very big yes. Okay, it was a very big yes for me. I then scrolled down to the price at $479.99 and I thought again about it. However, I do think that this is probably worth the price. I have yet to go in store to check out all of these pieces, but I think that this rose dress is just so beautiful. It is really hard to do volume. Like most of the times when you see mini dresses that are really voluminous, it's usually fur, right? Fur, feathers. But I like that this is a bit of a different take on it. It's just got all of this rose-like detailing all over it. I think it would be a perfect birthday dress. By the look of the shape of the top of it, you're probably not going to be able to be like super busty, but even with a pair of tights, if you didn't want to show too much leg, I think that this dress is an absolute yes. They do have a bit of denim. They have this rose applique denim bustier top, and I am loving that denim, especially denim on denim is still in, guys, because I love a bit of denim on denim. I think it looks really nice. And so I actually quite like this top. I recently picked up a top that had flowers at the bust from Zara. I think this kind of flower at the bust detail has gained a little bit of popularity. I do like the way that it's styled with the jeans. I think at $74.99 it's pretty good. It doesn't look like it's probably going to be super stretchy. I find with denim, like even the top I've got on, there isn't tons of give, so you probably want to make sure that you're super specific about sizing. But otherwise, I think that she is also very cute. There is also a strappy dress that has a similar detail, you know, the rose detailing at the bust. Yeah, I don't love this one as much. It's just okay for me. It's $89.99. And this would probably be a really good date night dress. This is a dress that would probably be a bit more Valentine's-y for me. But I think she's cute. The price is okay. I think what's throwing me is at the bust, they've got what looks like a triangular detail at the bust. And I'm not super loving that. Could have done without that. But otherwise, cute. They do also have this ruffled satin bustier top. That's $229.99. I think maybe a bit dear, right? Only because I have seen similar tops from Zara and even H&M. You know, this really big voluminous top. I've seen it a few times. I actually don't mind it. I'd probably pair it with a wide leg trouser like they have with the model, or an A-line skirt to try and balance out the volume that it's giving me at the top. I think it's always good to have a few dressy top options in your wardrobe, because then you can swap them out with different bottoms. So definitely I think would be more wearable than some of the dresses that they have. I think you could find a few different ways to style this one, and they do seem to have a couple of sizes left. However, they do also have this rose applique gathered top, which I actually think I prefer. I really like this kind of big rose detailing that covers the whole of the front. I think this is a bit more unusual and is like less than half the price of the other one. So I think between the black one that's got the full ruffle across the middle and this one, I actually prefer this one. Actually would be good for something like a work Christmas party or something like that. They do have a few styles that have what looks like red roses running all over it. I don't know if I love them, guys. I think it would probably be a look with the leggings and the top all together. So they've got the Magda Butrym H&M printed silk scarf, which is $84.99. I think wearing that with the body, that's $54.99, and the leggings, you could be definitely hitting on something with that all together. The leggings are $54.99, you know, all as one. However, I think I'd probably only be able to wear that like once or twice. You know, I wouldn't get tons of use out of that, because that's, people are going to remember that. Okay, so I don't necessarily think I'd have any interest in the pieces as separates, Maybe the body you could wear with a pair of jeans, but otherwise probably not. They do also have this swimsuit, guys, and I'm always on the lookout for a mum swimsuit, right? I've got 3 boys. I don't say we travel super often, but you know, once or twice a year we go away all together, and so I think that this would be a really nice mumkini. I can see it with a little cover up. Do you love the detailing at the middle with the rolls? And it's only $44.99, so I think that could be really cute. If you wanted to, you could probably wear it as a top as well. They do also have these tights that I think are quite interesting. They've got a rose running up the back of the leg, and it's $18.99. Of course, this would be more autumn winter for me, but I think these would actually be quite cute, you know, with a nice black short dress, these tights, and then a black heel. I think it could look really sweet. I do like that the detail is quite subtle and it's just the rose. There is also this rose applique cutout body, which in the first picture with the model who's got the headscarf on, I think it looks nice, very mysterious with the with the headscarf on, but I felt like the top was a bit unspectacular. However, it does have a rose by the neck. I actually don't mind roses by the neck, or you know, something bulky around the neck. I'm quite tall and I have quite a long neck, so I don't really mind it, but I think that we all need to be careful with these kind of really large details at the neck, because I feel like sometimes it can make you look quite stuffy, especially if you are quite busty, or if you've got maybe a shorter neck. Then I'd probably give this one a wide berth. I also would pull back my hair. With anything that's super fussy around hair, it's always better if your hair's not in the way. They do have a few pieces in like a burgundy colour. They've got this wool blend knit cardigan for £699, guys. Ugly, it's not nice. Oh my gosh, and there's patterns on the inside of it as well, in my opinion, of course. Okay, ugly. Not $469.99, I'm not. They do also have underneath the cardigan a rose applique knitted top, which I actually don't mind the top. I don't think. No, it's ugly. Okay, I do mind the top. The shorts of everything, I guess, is probably the nicest, maybe at $49.99. But I don't think I like any of them, guys. I think there's other things that are better. They do have this rose applique halter neck top for $37.99. I think she's cute. She's cute. Good price. Okay, love a good halter neck. And I don't mind the roses. The colour is also very pretty. And then she has a couple of sequin pieces. No. I can't say I'm a super sequin lover. Okay, I don't mind it sometimes, but I definitely prefer a bit more subtle detailing, and or if you're going to give me sequins, then I need shape, and I'm just not really loving the shape of this sequin dress. They do have a sequined rose applique hourglass dress, better, right? With a bit of shape in it, it's better, and I do prefer the sequins being black at $189.99. I think it's more reasonably priced than some of the other ones. Definitely better than the silver. They do also have a leather coat. I'm a sucker for a 90s style leather coat, guys. I know it kind of gives Matrix. This one's $479.99. I think it's okay. I think that the shaping could be a bit better, but I do love the colour. Would be very good for autumn winter, and I think for a coat, decent price. There are some limits on shopping this collection. They are only allowing 1 piece per style per customer. I'm sure in person there's probably going to be a way around that. But also this collection is not available in all stores. In London it is only available at the Kings Road and Regent Street location. I may be going into the city this week, and if I do, I will see if I can get some in-store footage for you guys. We are now also able to pre-book pieces from the Louis Vuitton Takashi Murakami Cherries collection, and I did go through what was available at the time from the collection a couple of months ago now, but there seems to be a few more product pictures available, so I want you to go through a few of those. There seems to be a couple of ready to wear pieces. I can see that there is a t-shirt, and there seems to be like a bicycle available as well, which is interesting. I know for the Cherry Blossom collection they had a skateboard. I can't say I love this pattern, guys. I'm not like a super fan. I'm not a super fan of the cherries. If you love this pattern, there may be a few more pieces in this collection that you love, but there were only a couple that I thought I'd give attention if I were interested in shopping, which I don't think I am this time around. I'm happy with my cherry blossom. But they do have a side trunk, which I actually quite like the side trunks. If they weren't so expensive, I'd probably own one. On my list of wants, it's not super high up on my list, but I do enjoy the style. So I think that's quite cute. And then they do have the Speedy 20, which I bleated on about wanting a Speedy 25 in the multicolor. Still haven't been able to get it. I think that some of the simple styles work better with Takashi Murakami's patterns, so I think that this one's quite nice. They got the Neverfull MM. I don't know, there's something about the pattern that doesn't really speak to me. However, I do like the On The Go GM. It almost looks as though it's a bit sheer. I'd be actually interested in seeing that one in person. I think that's actually quite cute, the GM size, and would probably work well as like a beachy, travel-y kind of bag. The toiletry pouch, no. They have a Nano Alma with like the 2 cherries with the face on the front. No, I don't know. Is it childish? Guys, tell me what you think. I know it's supposed to be cartoony and fun and stuff, but sometimes it screams preteen. Like, am I 15? Especially with styles like the Twist PM. Childish, guys, childish. I do, however, like the denim. So they've got the Speedy Soft 30, which would be too big. I don't particularly enjoy the Speedy in the 30. I feel like it's too big. I also hate these handles in the red. I wish that they had given it leather straps. But I do quite enjoy the pochette accessoire. I've always found that they're a bit too small for me. Like, I can just fit my phone and that's it. So I've never been interested in buying one. However, if you were, I think that this is quite a good summery style that you could wear. And actually, I think the Micro Speedy with the faces on the front in the denim works better than it does on the Alma. They have the Sunset bag and the Venice backpack, which would be a no, although I do quite like the clasp. I think it's very pretty. However, I don't really like the style of the bags. This Capucines mini, actually, I'm not always a Capucines fan. Okay, I do like it, but I do prefer it in the plain style. So whenever I see like a more fussy Capucine style, I'm always a bit like, However, the raffia style with the denim on the inside definitely is cute. I don't know if I love the handle. However, especially if the inside of this Capucines is denim, which seems to be what they have done with both of the first parts of the collection, the multicolor and the cherry blossom collection. Inside of the Capucines bags always had a really nice detail inside. So I do actually quite like the Capucines. The Neverfull BB, guys, oh no. I really am not enjoying the red detailing that they're putting on the handles and stuff. I'm not really loving it. But the Capucine style, they've got another one that's red, that's quite nice in a BB size. That's cute. I'm sure the inside of that is fun. And then all the white pieces that they have, guys, are a hard no. I don't know why. I hate them. Oh my gosh. No, I actually don't mind the monogram. You know, they've got the grey monogram on the background. I actually quite like that, but not with the cherries and not in white. No, I'm also rubbish with white, guys. I wouldn't be able to keep it clean. So it's a no. They have another Capucines MM style that is in black, and they have the mini style, which looks like it's in an animal skin maybe, which will be very expensive. But no, the black, I think if they could do the black leather in the mini, yes. I also don't super love the chain, although in person, in store, the chain's details weren't actually too bad. So they do have pre-orders open to VIP. I think if there's anything that you wanted from this collection and you weren't a VIP, I'd still give it a go. Right, message your SA and see if they're willing to hook you up with what you want. I have a sneaking suspicion that this part of the collection won't be as popular as the first two, but I might be wrong.